Hi, my name is Edward van Gils. I'm a Dutch street football player. I'm from Amsterdam, and this is Shirts and Skins. My first tattoo. To be very honest, I got inspired by my girlfriend back then, which is now my wife. She got a tattoo when she was 18 and when she was an adult for her church. And then I think it was a year later. My first tattoo was the name of my wife, because I had a tough childhood, and since I was 15 I kind of got raised by my parents-in-law, and my girlfriend back then, now my wife, was like the rock in my life. And that was a period in time where things for me got better. So I just had her name as my first tattoo. My second tattoo was quite quickly. Reason why is because my dad passed away, and how I honored my wife. I wanted to honor my dad for everything he done for me in my life. So I got my second tattoo, and that was for my father. The one is right here. This one was my second tattoo. It says, "See you when I get there, Pops, rest in peace." And I did it with a rose because that was his favorite flower. What made me want more? That's a good question. I think because I'm an emotional guy, I think the pain represents the pain that I had in these issues that I had in life. And I think I was looking for that pain in somehow to make me feel alive in somehow, and have this memory of situations in my life where I got the power to move on. I think 80% of my tattoos have a meaning. I got a big piece on my back that represents my wife as a guardian angel for my 3 beautiful daughters. I got my daughters' names tattooed in stars, and I got 3 little stars that represents the baby that didn't make it. Obviously I got my wife's face on my hand, which is very important to me. On my left hand I got self-made. I'm coming from a background that I'm not super proud of, but I am super proud of where I am today. And I think sometimes we need to have a pat on the back, and I gave it to myself. So yeah, this is for me. When I feel down, you know, I can see what I achieved in life and where I came from. So that's very important to me. I got the 3 crosses from Amsterdam on my arm, because Amsterdam made me also who I am today. I've got the Brooklyn Bridge right here. It's the Brooklyn Bridge with 718. A guy that did my tattoos in New York, he did a couple of artwork on my chest. The last session I wanted to go to, I came to his house and he got shot. So I wanted to have a memory of him, because he became a good friend of mine. So yeah, so that's how I remember Face. That was his name. Yeah. I got the Street Kings logo. Street Kings is the company that we built up since 2010. Street Kings is a street football organization based in Amsterdam. Street football is kind of like street basketball in the States. It doesn't have as a big platform as street basketball, unfortunately. But we did conquer the world, and you see that a lot of 11-a-side ballers use the street football tricks in their games. You know, we got FIFA Street now, which is super popular, and it's becoming bigger and bigger, and we were the pioneers. So we created a platform for the younger generation, and we want to offer jobs for the older generation. You know, they are like mid-30s, had a career all their lives, and now we want to help them in their social career. My journey in football, I think like any other kid in Holland, you pick up a ball, you go outside at the age of 4 maybe. You go outside with your friends and you just start playing football, which immediately makes you a street football player in my opinion. But when I was 6, I just wanted to go on football, so eventually I did. I wasn't like the most skillful one or the best one, but I had a heart of a fighter. I got better and better until I got picked by AZ at the age of 13, and you have some district teams. I was also selected for them, and eventually I made it to the national team, U14, U15. I signed for a professional club as a youth player, so there's no contracts or whatever. That's where the struggle started, because I had different things that I thought were important in football, because I was a street kid. You know, I could play football, but I didn't have boots, I didn't have kids, I didn't even have the food. So the club was paying for my boots, my kit, and even fed me. But still, you know, I had another family on the street, so I was just, I was a troublemaker, and that doesn't go hand in hand. And at the age of 18, I made the biggest mistake in my life, and I couldn't play football for 2 years anymore. And then that's when it hit me. I was like, I just messed up. Unfortunately, it was too late. But I got back into the streets. There was another struggle, because on the streets these kids had like an amazing technique, and they were already busy with making people. So I was like, okay, what can I do to still be relevant? And that's when the And One mixtapes hit the streets. And when I saw that, when I saw the guys like Hot Sauce, AO, Half Man, Half Amazing, I was like, that's gonna be me. Because these guys crawl into the minds of their opponent, and once they do a fake, they know exactly how their opponent is going to move. And I was like, that's what I can do. So I converted those moves onto street football, and that's how I made my name. And from there on, it exploded. Now I'm one of the most famous street football players in the world. Okay, now you're getting to a sensitive subject. The urban culture was super important in my life. It made me who I am today. You know, hip hop back in the days was like a positive movement. You know, hip hop told me to go to school. Hip hop told me to stay off drugs and do the right thing. They're all phrases from lyrics, but that was exactly what they told me, and I was listening to them. You know, even I couldn't, how do you say that, recognize myself in all the lyrics, but a lot did. So I kind of was raised by the hip hop culture, and that's how my love for sneakers and caps and fashion, that's how I developed it. And the hip hop music is also big in street football. But I just loved the way hip hop sounded back then with the boom bap, the hard beats, but especially the lyrics. I was listening to the lyrics, and that was my school, because, you know, I don't have an education, so my education was on the streets, and they taught me the right things. My favorite sneaker, that's got to be the Air Max 1. The Air Max 1 is in fashion for 40 years in Holland. It's been insane, and that's why I love to play on Air Max 1s, because it's natural to me. I think in any region in the world, they play on different shoes because it's what's comfortable to them, you know. And that was natural to me, so I love the Air Max 1s, and it looks good, you know. It looks good on jeans, on sweatpants, everything. My second love are Jordans, until it became so popular that everybody were wearing them. So now I pick only the special ones. I started playing street football on Jordans, by the way, because that was that era, you know, when the Bulls were like super popular, when Air Jordan. So for me, my tattoos are like my diary, and it's, to be very honest, it's for me. I don't walk around shirtless most of the time. I don't even play shirtless. It's for me, you know. It's my stories, my struggles, and my highlights in life. And once I'm 80 and I'm sitting on the couch with my wife, you know, that can help me bring back memories. So that is super important to me, because I don't want to forget where I come from just because I'm successful now. My advice to any kid that wants to achieve anything in life. If it can be in football, but it can also be like your social life with studies or whatever it is. You know, believe in yourself, don't doubt yourself, don't be afraid to accept help, and don't be afraid of making mistakes. We all make mistakes. You can only learn by making mistakes. So that's my advice.